Hello, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary carriers. Welcome to Combines CSC Season 21. It is the third night of Combines. I am super excited to be bringing you a lovely match between two sets of 5 contender-ish players. They do fill these Combines these days with members of potentially the tier above or below, but either way, we've got 10 players ready to duke it out, do well in their placements, show us their stuff. I'm Emil's Kingsnake, and I am joined by...
Kellogg's here.
And that is going to be the first pistol round, basically already over and done with. We've got one player left. We've got Casey trying to win the 1 versus 3. We're going to see if they've got it in them. Fortunately, a little bit too many targets to find, and that is going to be Team B taking it in round 1.
Yeah, Team A just looked really unaware there, and with Team B, how they're fighting for space and taking site, just the retakers just really couldn't throw the util that they needed to get out.
Yeah, entirely fair. Other thing to mention, we have the lovely and venerable Firehawk on observation duty, yet again, trooper of CSC, and that is all who we've got on staff tonight as far as I'm aware, so we'll bring you a show, probably for another couple of hours. Second round, pretty quick and easy, pretty simple, just a conversion. SMGs against no armor pistol players, not exactly much of a fight.
Yeah, no real plans there, just a vent drop, but kind of read by the Team B.
We're going to give some names to these teams. Combines is just 10 players, all queuing randomly, but we're going to give them some names right now. Let's see, we got Team A. We're going to just do it based off of what the team's players' names are. So we got... Team A will do Phantom Blades. That sounds pretty cool, right? That sounds pretty neat. Yeah, it's got Phantom and they got Oven Blade on there. So, sounds like to me, Phantom Blades. That's going to be the Phantom Blades versus... Well, Counter-Strike is on the other team, so we'll just call them the Counter-Strikers.
How about Counter-Strike J?
Counter-Strike J? Where's the J?
Andy J.
Andy J. J-Strike. J-Strike sounds pretty cool.
Perhaps.
The J-Strikers. Sounds like a good name, yeah? So, how are we feeling about that one?
I think that's a solid one.
Right on. We got the Phantom Blades versus the J-Strikers. J-Strikers are on attack. Phantom Blades, all down to just one person. It is... Gabe Agul. Gabe Agul?
Gabe IGL, I think.
Gabe IGL. That would make more sense. Gabe IGL.
That Gabe has bongos?
Is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. It might be.
Hang on.
It could potentially be Gabe that has bongo. Noted GM of what is it? FRG?
No, that's not Gabe IG. That's not Gabe has bongos. We're just throwing out misinformation here.
You are. Don't let me into this.
Perhaps.
Perschmaps.
Perchancebly.
Perchance. Indubitably.
Perchance.
Verily, I say. It's going to be the third round in a row for the J-Strikers, bringing them up to 3-0 lead. But it is also going to put the Phantom Blades on yet another bad purchasing situation. Some of them have elected to get some armor and some upgraded pistols. One of them's on an MP9, but it is not the best weapons for the defense. Mid is going to fall first. Slow little clear out of Lamau. What's up?
Very strong presence in the mid fights here. Last round they even took it as well.
Yeah.
Definitely reading that Gabe IGL is here. or expecting it.
Yeah, playing over towards Nico, trying to hide behind the smoke, but once that clears, not not a lot of runway left for him. Absolutely gets clipped. It's going to be 2 men left on the CT defense. Make that 1. It's all under the shoulders of Phantom, but with all they've got to work with is an upgraded pistol and 4 bodies to find. It does not look very likely, and that is going to be more than likely a 4th round. There it is for the J Strikers. Full buys are going to be coming in for the CT side, thankfully. They are... Hopefully they'll be able to answer back for these string of rounds. It is Anubis, so it is a T-sided map. So it's not the worst situation to be starting off 4 rounds in the hole, but you do have to put up some score if you want to make a competitive, if you want to give yourself any kind of a chance on that T side to claw back the rounds that you need. So we're going to see if the rifles are the difference makers. Counter-Strike's going to get their first kill. Going to open right on up onto Phantom. A-side's looking quite understaffed at the moment. Only 1 player playing towards headshot, and nary a singular rotate is coming in. Ooh, nice little turn on the op. 2K from Casey. It's traded back, though, by Counter-Strike, who's on a 2K of their own, and the opper is felled by the shot in the side, leaving Sin all alone on that B site, and they're going to go ahead and reroute and join up their teammate in Temple. But that is the B site fallen. Bomb very likely to be planted here very soon.
Really great job on like the water fights this round from the CTs, just cutting the Ts into.
1 versus 2 expected out of Counter-Strike. Wait a little bit too great. And that is going to be a successful retake out of the 2 remaining CTs, and that is going to be the first round on the board for the Phantom Blades.
Yeah, I thought this was Evan Counter-Strike. It's not. Counter-Strike 1.6 is a completely different person.
It is it is a different game. Some
That is
say
true.
it's even the best version of Counter-Strike, and those people are wrong. But we respect their opinion.
We are all source enjoyers, obviously.
Made with sauce.
Yeah, source.
It's the 3 Clicks Philip video where he's like spraying a bottle of ketchup.
What's it, like Foon, right? From Source.
Oh yeah, Foon. That's one of the
Yeah.
old source memes. Adminny's doing it sideways. Counter-Strike first of all. The quick drop in water pays off huge. Double kill on the M4A4. So that's going to put the man advantage squarely in the favor of the Phantom Blades early on. They're up 2 right off the rip. So it's going to be a long road ahead of the J Strikers if they want to get themselves back into this round. They do have a few players who've been shooting relatively all right, so we're going to see if they can get it over the line for their team. Round's never over on Anubis. It's definitely very easy to isolate fights if you can keep the CTs guessing on where you're at. But they are going to have their work cut out for them. Ooh, and the player has been spotted towards Canal. At least 1, though, and that makes that 2. So, the Blade finds the 1 on the side, brings it down to a 2 versus 5. It's going to be all onto the shoulders of Andy and Lamau if they want to make something out of this round. But the A site does have 2 players here ready to roll, ready to hold the line. Ooh, doesn't matter, though. Andy J's a little too quick with it. Absolutely pops the head of the player playing towards the pillar and gets the second on the rotator. So the 8th site does, in fact, fall, and the bomb is going to get... Bomb has been planted, rather. Still 3 players to find for this T side if they want to get themselves back into it, but Andy is not quite done. That's a 3rd from them, and Lamau gets one of their own, and his 2 versus 5 has crumbled down to just a 1 versus 2 man disadvantage for the CT side. It's all onto the shoulders of Oven Blade. First kill to find, they get the nade kill to Andy, and they get the second onto the Z player, clutching it up. What could have very easily been a disastrous round to lose for the CT side, and that is
Whoa.
The bomb being defused. Did not want to eat my words. Wanted to wait. Wanted what is it? But that is the Phantom Blades getting their second of a very, very, very dicey 6th round.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the bomb and like the 2 T's outside of A right there really just kind of stifled the plans, and was just a valuable piece of info for the CTs in that situation. I mean, the 3 site kills, that's just... I don't know.
Oh yeah, that was who was it?
Something.
That was Andy just going on a tear. Lamau getting one as well was super helpful on that Z player, but Oven Blade held strong and cleaned up the mess that was left on A site and did manage to get their team around. It's going to be a full buy coming in for both sides. Money still not fully depleted for either side of the aisle, but pretty soon definitely will be for that T side.
Oh.
Op pick goes huge. Mid first to find. Absolutely plucked from the pack. Another one going the way of Oven. Still keeping their form from last round. One consolation prize frag goes the ways of the T side, but traded back immediately. So yet another very huge man disadvantage for 2 T players to claw themselves out of. They did manage to find a lot of space the last round with some good fights. So we'll see if they're able to recreate that here and now. But for the time being, a lot of information is known by the CT side, so it is definitely not looking the most plausible for this reclear, or for this retake.
I mean, at the start of the round, it really looked like they wanted to fight for top mid, but that first pick, just the Opera getting brought down, really just stifled their plans and sort of threw a wrench in whatever they wanted to do.
Oh, and Oven is going huge, even further. Just cuts down that man in his prime. Moves it all onto Counter-Strike 1.6. Unfortunately, maybe not the right tool for the job. All they've got to work with is an off with 4 bodies to find. So they're going to go ahead and try to save it into the next round. Not the most money to work with on that T side, but they might not even be able to do that. Ooh, first shot goes wide. Not able to find the player coming up the stairs. And they're brought low to 28 HP, and they are taken out. Shot right in the side, and that is the Phantom Blades getting 3 in a row and bringing it to a 1-round game.
I mean, what an excellent timing from Oven Blade there to just push the B main.
Absolutely nuke those players crawling up.
Yeah,
it is
very
detail. Unfortunate whenever a CT decides to poke their head out. Usually you want to try to be a little bit more prepared for it, but with time so low and you've already been holding for so long, it's easy to just kind of like let your mind wander and think maybe they aren't going to do anything, and then there it is, they just catch the timing on you. It's all over.
Yeah. Looks like a 5-man side exec.
Yeah, last bit of the money for this T side, so if they can't get it here and now, it is very likely going to be 2 rounds in a row for the Phantom Blades. Op shot first is found, make it a second, and that's all she wrote. It has been dealt with. 1 player left to find 5 bodies. Not the most likely scenario. Andy J was a multi-frag king earlier in the game, but maybe this task is perhaps a bit too much to ask of him, and that is going to be the scoreline tied up 4-4.
What a wonderful side hold from the CTs. I mean, just seems a little out of coordination for the B side or the B team. I mean, not unexpected. This is Combines, so people are, trying things out.
Not the most coordinated.
Yeah, having fun. We are a for-fun league after all.
Double op setup has been elected to be gone for by the Phantom Blades. Pretty strong on this map, in the correct position. Oh, and the mid-hit is absolutely shut down. The Opper and the salvaged AK combined together absolutely mow every last one of those players down. They were on pistols, to be fair, but absolute decimation. That is going to be the lead taken by the Phantom Blades, who've answered the 4 rounds in a row of the J Strikers with 5 rounds of their own.
Yeah, just both ops there in really, really powerful positions, just maintaining super long sight lines and able to stifle anything.
Yeah, that op has been firing very true for the CT side. I believe it's been Casey on the op for most of the game. I couldn't remember who the secondary opper is for them, but I believe it's Casey's the primary, and they have been hitting a lot of nice shots, denying a lot of map space. There's one from the T-side opper, Clips Oven, the hero of the CT side, some might say, right out of the round, right off the bat. Minute 25, he's going to have to play from the sidelines. Watch from the sidelines, rather. Nice shot back, though, from the mid player, dropping window. Absolutely clips the player. Rugs, but that's all they're good for is 1. They get immediately traded back, and it is still man advantage for the J Strikers.
Oh, Lamal's found a gap.
And they found a shot, absolutely blast the player window, and that is every last piece of the puzzle collapsing basically one after another, and the game has been tied right back up. But for the T side, not exactly the best scoreline to be going 1 for 1. Definitely want to be ahead of rounds by now, not barely keeping up. So we're going to see if they can rally it together and get these last 2. Nice little op shot on the Casey. Opens up the round. Mid has fallen for the time being. It's going to force a rotate back, leave the B player stranded on an island all by their lonesome. But thankfully for them, the hit has not come in over there yet. Does look like the T side is leaning heavily towards A. But now it looks like the mid player has elected to fall back to reinforce B. So it's all going to be onto the shoulders of Phantom to try to hold on to mid solo. Op shots ringing past. No kills found just yet. B player has elected to come back to reinforce the mid side of the map. Oh, and the E-Box player gets a little too curious, gets absolutely clipped by Andy, and that is going to be the B site, very, very close to falling. 1 player left alone to hold against the tide. Passed the test on the first kill. Looks like the pivot towards A, though, is happening in real time, but there are 2 players here to defend. The gamble has paid off for the CTs, at least for that first frag. Ooh. The repeat from Temple, not clean enough. Shot from the op, not clean enough. Gonna force Phantom deeper and deeper into storage. They are going to be able to get 1, but they are brought low and their position is known, so it is very likely going to be a save out of that opper and a 6th round for the J Strikers.
Yeah, I mean, just right off the bat, super in control. CT's just not clearing some of those angles.
They just wanted to get info so badly that they threw away the round to achieve it. The mid pick early on definitely threw a wrench into all their plans, though. Their opper had been going for that pick so many rounds, and they're not even going to get to save the op. Truly not the best position to be in if you're the CT side. They do have at least some money to work with, so they are going to be able to rebuy into this last round, but maybe the utility is going to be a little bit lacking on some of these players. Indeed, I believe that's Casey's only on a singular flashbang. Same is true for Phantom, so they're going to have to make it work with not the best purchase. But we'll see if they can get it over the line regardless. They've already done a lot of work for themselves, the CT side. Getting 5 on Anubis is perfectly acceptable.
Another
in most.
default setup.
What's up?
Another default setup from the T's here.
Yeah, they're just spread out. Gonna take some map control, or at least try to. Ooh, Oven Blade catches the player, trying to lurk through the smoke towards E-Box. Andy is clipped out of the round. And the player outside B has been acknowledged, has been learned about, so the bomb is going to creep its way elsewhere for the time being. A hit is going to be coming in. It is the understaffed site at the moment. Are there two players there? Oh, they're playing like a boost spot. I see. That's a boost. Boost pays off huge. 1 for 2 is definitely a trade that you will take any day of the week. And it leaves Speaky all alone. 3 bodies to find. Make that 2 if they want to. If the J Strikers want to get themselves a 7th round. Second kill coming in. Now down to a 1 versus 1. Gabe IGL left alone with the bomb. 20 seconds remaining. And the swing wide is punished. Immediately, the upper collects 3 to get their team 7 on the board. The clutch pays off huge for the J Strikers.
Just an excellent sequence to close out the half.
Yeah, a lot of patience out of there from... Is that Specky?
Yes.
That's Specky, okay. But anyway, 7 rounds to 5 is certainly a respectable scoreline. Both sides of the board, it is the standard, it is the default. So if either team wants to take it, they're definitely going to have to overperform on either side of the aisle. First round is going to be a standard B-rush with the Glocks. Oven Blade absolutely clipped early. And yet another. Finally, a trade back happens for the T side, but the damage is done. 3 bodies have been found, so it is a 2 versus 4 expected out of this B hit. The bomb is going to get planted, thankfully. Not denied either by Lamau trying to push through the smoke.
What
is going on? We are playing knife rounds? Guys, can we not... Don't throw the round. Alright, there we go. Not exactly... Not a little bit dicier than it probably should have been. We're all trying to get Leadify in the Discord, apparently, in CSC. But Leadify can't get you a round win, unfortunately. We do have to shoot people eventually. Thankfully, CTs are able to get the 1 versus 4 and win. And by 1 versus 4, I mean 4 versus 1. They are able to convert that, thankfully. And they make it, and they bring themselves up to 8 on the board.
Just an absolutely hilarious sequence of events, like ships passing in the night. These players are knifing and running around in smokes. Looks like a fast drop.
Yeah, fast window drop, but too many bodies to find for the first player. Thankfully, the E-Box support does come in time to make it at least an even trade, but very ugly out of that mid-drop. Definitely not what you want to be seeing as a CT. Going 1 for 1 there, 2 for 2, is not a favorable outcome, especially not on Anubis of all maps. That is, in fact, the water. That is, in fact, a body. This is, in fact...
Not cleared!
Not cleared. MP9 able to find 1 and given ample time to reload.
2!
Gets a 2nd and gets a 3rd. Absolutely shut down by the corner play from Zurich? Zurich.
Yes.
Good play out of them. Nice 3K on the hold. Absolutely shuts down that mid pressure and leaves the Phantom Blade economy in not the best position.
T-stairs smoke off rip.
Yep. Standard piece of util. You just aim in that corner and you give it a nice little jump, and that smokes off the stairs. prevents T's from being hyper aggro in canals early. First kill found by the CT side. M4 fires true, absolutely plucks Casey. Only pistols to work with on the T side of things, so not exactly around their expected to win, but hopefully they can at least do some damage to the CT economy, because right now, getting 2 in a row is putting them in a pretty decent position to close out the half very quickly. They're only 4 rounds away after all, and going to be 3 after this. Unless, of course, this T side has something to say, but unfortunately the CT side is speaking a little too loud for that to happen. 1D does go the way of Gabe IGL, but they are traded back very quickly. A response, a beck and call even, and the call of the victory is what Team A is going for. Or Team B, rather.
I mean, the coordination really has just been on point for this team. They're throwing smokes. They've got, like, nading a smoke, and both of them are spraying through it. The T's, may have pop-off moments, but it doesn't seem particularly as coordinated as Team A is.
Phantom Blades did have that string of rounds that they got on their CT side, but ever since then they have been quite quiet. 5 rounds have gone the way of the J Strikers in return. So if they want to get themselves back into it, or 6 rounds rather, have gone the way of the J Strikers. So if they want to get themselves back into it, it is here and now. There is not a lot of space left for them to pick up the pieces if they so want to give themselves a fighting chance to maybe get some kind of comeback going. They were able to do it before. Hopefully they'll be able to do it again. Player trying to sneak through, gets absolutely caught, but it doesn't matter. Teammate on site absolutely holds the line. Specky firing true. It's going to go for a little bit of a re-clear towards Canal, but I don't think they're ready for that player to be up so close. They're about to get shot in the back. Or not. Okay. It doesn't matter. They lose the far fight, and that is going to leave B site open for the taking. Ooh, Casey absolutely monstrous on the aim. Absolutely plucks the player. Window shoots him right in the dome and leaves it all onto Counter-Strike 1.6. But with only a FAMAS to work with, not exactly looking the most doable, especially with fire singeing their steppers. I think they are going to give this a look-see and maybe go for it, but man, they're just getting every piece of util in the game thrown at them. And some bullets to complement it, absolutely annihilated. And that is the J Strikers, or rather the Phantom Blades, finally breaking their dry spell of rounds and getting themselves a 6th.
I mean, just an excellent adaptation for the T's there. They started the round off heavy A leaning, and with, I believe, one of them just trying to pull rotates, cause a little bit of noise on the B site.
Specky finds the first, covers his teammate who's dropped out of window. He's going to allow that CT to push all the way through and see that Canals is clear and nobody is home, because the hit is coming into B here very soon. But they've got to deal with the Specky up, and then the Specky up has delivered. A second frag goes their way, and the B site hit has been stalled in perpetuity. Go for another, but can't quite find the third, but they do get away with their life, and their teammates are there to clean up the rest. Absolutely slaughtered from the reflank from the CTs pushing through mid, and that is the J Strikers 2 rounds away from getting themselves this Combine victory.
I mean,
The money's not in the best position either for these T-side players. What were you going to say?
Just great read, the presence of mind. They're not spread out. They'll probably all be here and flank around from CT and from main.
The reads answered back with aggression on the T side. The mid hold, the double mid hold, absolutely gets blown apart. 2 quick kills going the way of the T-side attack, and make it a third. Oven Blade fires true with the up and makes it a 5-on-2 retake scenario. Not likely, not very possible. So that is going to be the CT side opting to save just as soon as the round started, and that is going to be a 7th for the Phantom Blades.
Yeah, really nice tempo change. Just both mid CT players just seemingly not ready for the fights that were being presented.
You've got to clear that, man. That's okay. Whew. The shotgun finds one too. So at least they're going to be able to get some guns out of this. Or not. The flank is too good. Zurich is going to be able to keep their AK and get another kill on the way out the door. Actually, it's done quite a bit of damage to that T-side economy. They are not in the best position to be losing a lot of guns like that. So, hopefully that does not end up coming back to haunt them. But they still have a long way to go. Well, I mean, they're basically out of rounds either way. Only 2 to find for the CT side. They have to play pretty frickin' flawlessly if they want to get themselves any shot of getting back into this.
A bit more passive for the CT players on mid here.
Specky shot just goes right on past. And the shot from the AK is absolutely precise. Phantom pops ahead. How about another? The repeat from Temple shut down in entirety. Counter-Strike also taken out of the pack. Gabe IGL absolutely wins the 1-versus-1 head-on-head. Andy J left alone, 5 bodies to find. Not exactly likely, especially not when Gabe is firing so clean. And that is the Phantom Blades getting their 8th. Only 3 rounds left to go to catch up.
I mean, I think the T side has definitely found out one strategy that is working out for how they might be able to bring back those rounds.
Yeah, mid is a little bit of a weak point for this CT side, even with a lot of players stacked up towards it. Pistols across the board for the CT side. In a change of fate, they're the ones who are left on the economic back foot. The J-Strikers, that is. After many rounds of uncontested purchasing, back to back to back. Are able to get away with an AK, though, on the Counter-Strike. But the flash is now is killed, and Counter-Strike follows suit. Follows swiftly behind. Deagle. Aim Punch is their greatest enemy. Unable to get even one. Gonna force them all the way deep into the bowels of the temple. And that is very likely gonna be the 9th round for the Phantom Blades.
I mean, the T side definitely started with a strong mid presence at the early part of the round, but once that bomb was spotted, I think they knew they just had to fight it out.
And with weaker weapons, there's not much the CT side can do, even with a little bit of a bomb spot, even with a salvaged AK, no armor, pistols on every player but one. Not much left to do in that type of round, but at least make it hurt on the way out the door. Not sure what the idea was there, but that is going to be another round for the Phantom Blades. Maybe they thought they could ninja, but time was just not on their side. It's all good. Just a pistol buy, and they're still up 2 rounds, so not a lot you can expect out of it. Hey, maybe someone was saying something funny in the Discord VC.
Wow.
Only 4 position out of this player, dropping out of window. Counter-Strike is there to support as well, but the Flame's going to force him back. So, if the T's decide to aggress this, which they are not, they're going to find that Canals is very understaffed. And indeed, Canals does fall. The crossfire is huge from Stairs and Ruggs. Brings the man advantage squarely to a stalemate. 3 versus 3 left in the round. Minute to play with. We're going to see what these T's decide to do off of this. Looks like they've elected to group up and hit towards A respectable decision in this type of situation. You don't have a lot of map space. The only map space you do have is held outside of A, so might as well hit into there and just hope that you can kill very likely the one person left to hold the line. It's a bet I wouldn't mind taking. It's a bet that the Phantom Blades don't mind taking either. Counter-Strike's about to be tested. See if they pass or fail. First player gets past their crosshair. They have not died yet, though, so they are keeping their life, but the bomb is going to get planted, and they are going to fall swiftly after, getting shot right through that box. Their position known, and the rotate player absolutely getting shut down as well. Going to leave Specky all alone, and they're just going to go ahead and say, I'm going to keep the up. You can have the round. And that is going to be the Phantom Blades getting their 10th. Double digits.
Oh.
If the op gets one, that's at least a little bit of extra money.
Yep.
And nobody is nearby. Nobody's even in the same time zone to try to trade that back. So the op is going to get saved over, at the very least for that CT side, but their money is not in the best spot. Does look like they're electing not to force around the op. I stayed corrected? Some of them have. We're going to see what they choose to do when the round starts. Right, they've elected not to force around the op. Entirely makes sense. Don't want to throw away the game on just some pistols and SMGs. Especially not when Oven Blade is shooting like that. Absolutely clips the player trying to go for some information towards mid. But doesn't matter. The Deagle's firing true. Absolutely huge frag by Lamau. Pops ahead. And the saved op gets a kill of their own. AK does even up the score twofold, brings it to a 2 versus 3. How about a 1 versus 3? Oven Blade gets a second frag. 2-2Ks across the board for the T side have made it at least a semi-doable round. Bomb plant is denied, and the second player towards Dildo is absolutely fried. Leaves it in a 1 versus 1. Oven Blade's gonna have to get a 3K, and he delivers. Absolutely fries that last player to prevent the round from getting out of their hands. And the scoreline, after all this time, has been tied back up by the Phantom Blades, and that is the J Strikers put in a very precarious position. They've got to deliver here and now if they want to stop themselves from getting reverse swept.
I mean, what an excellent comeback from the teams. I guess
Not come back until they get the last round. Ooh, nice little aggressive play out of mid-window. Does get shut down, but at least gets a 2K for the team. Makes this a doable round. A lot of information given over as well towards that CT side attack, and that is going to prompt Lamau to push all the way through. Might be catching a player in the side here, especially if the T's aren't prepared for this, which it doesn't look like they are. Okay, they finally swapped the weapons just in time. Man, an extra half a second and Gabe IGL would have been a dead man walking, but they thankfully for them were able to swap back. Maybe their intuition kicked in, realized there was a gap, and they shut it down. So what was once a round that was looking plausible for the CT side defense is looking quite difficult. A lot of bodies to find. It's going to be Andy J to be tested here very, very, very soon. Flash not quite good enough to find him, though. Does get one and is allowed to escape. No trade frag offered back. Gets a second from CT. Absolutely fries the player coming out of B main. It is all under the shoulders of Phantom. 1 versus 2. 2 bodies to find. up in hand. Nobody is peeking, so more time for these rotating players to come in. Another fake coming out of them, and it pays off. Player gets a little too antsy. Oh, and the second player gets antsy too. Absolutely demolished from street, and that is the Phantom Blades coming back and getting it, clutching up. Phantom, the titular man of the Phantom Blades, delivering when they are needed most, finds 2 bodies on that attack, finds the last 2 pieces, and brings their team to match point. Money is at least able to, there's at least enough money on that CT side for another buy, but they are playing for overtime at this point. There's no way to win in regulation for the CT side, and no way to win at all, apparently, either. They are getting picked apart, 2 men down, and nothing to show for it. 3 versus 5 expected out of the remaining pieces of the J Strikers defense if they want to stop the Phantom Blades' final comeback tour from proving to be their demise. Fire's not quite spreading far enough to catch Andy hiding out in the corner, but it doesn't matter. The hit is not towards mid, it is towards B. First kill goes Lamau's way, but they are going to elect to concede that part of the map. They're going to run full street. Ooh, and the repeat out of mid just doesn't find anything, and smoke blocking the view of Lamau has proven to be their demise. The bomb is going to get planted, but there are a lot of bodies to find and not a lot of time to do it if these CTs want to get themselves back into this game. First kill, not going either side. Man, that bomb is just ticking down further and further. Somebody has to make a move on the CT side. Oh, he sees, I think he might have saw like a pixel of his back, but it doesn't matter. The cover is not good enough. Doesn't matter though. Only after 1 does Casey fire back and get the 2K, and that is the Phantom Blades coming back from a very dire scoreline and taking their combine.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Really great, just mental resilience. They made the full comeback. You know, I guess it does also show you how powerful the T side of Anubis is. I mean, just Phantom Blades being able to, set the pace of rounds, slow down when they wanted to slow down, and then reaggress at its like an increase in tempo. Excellent, just control of the map.
I don't think the mental resilience is definitely the key piece of that puzzle. Definitely hard to come back when you were down so far, but they managed to make it work, and they were rewarded for it. 13-11, not exactly a bad place to end up on the top. But, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary carriers, we'll be back here in a few minutes with another game, but for now, we're going to be taking a short break. Don't go anywhere, though, because we've got more content for you here real soon. Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary carries. It is yet another combine, Night 3 of Combines has been going underway for quite a while, and we've got yet another match to show off. It is on cash. We've got some contender and prospect players in this one. That is the second and third tier, respectively, of CSC from the bottom. And speaking from the bottom, that is the hold from the lower vent paying off huge, leaving the singular player coming in through Trim Rim to try to clutch up, and unfortunately they are unable to do so. And that is going to be Team B, the T side, taking their first. Let's see. We can come up with some new names for these guys. I'm gonna be honest, I'm having trouble reading the names.
Yeah. How about we come up with just names that aren't even related to the teams?
Yeah, alright. We'll call Team B the Mighty Marionettes.
Alright, and how about Team A?
The Hash Slinging Slashers.
Certainly, that is a name.
The Hash Slinging, Mash Bringing, Bash Pinging. The Hash Slinging Slashers. Okay.
Yeah.
That's hard to say. Let's just call them the Slashers.
Hold up.
That is the entire joke of that SpongeBob joke, is that it's hard to say the Hash Slinging Slashers. So, alright, so that is going to be Team B, which is the Mighty Marionettes taking their second.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely fast takes out there from the T side.
Absolutely.
They kind of it was open pistol round, and seems like they're just gonna
It
hit
gives
it.
me yet another B hit, and you know, rush B, just do it until it doesn't work. Pug strats sometimes are all you need to be successful. Oh, the nade is gonna find some damage, and unfortunately that is all that's gonna be found. Both frags go the way, a singular frag rather, goes the way of the CT side defense, and every other piece of the puzzle just absolutely crumbles away. And B site falls again, and it is again a very large man disadvantage for that retake. Make it even larger. Yet another frag goes the way of the attacking side, so it's all on to the retake coming in from this singular piece of the puzzle coming in from Tree Rim, the flank. Does get two, but unfortunately the bomb has ticked down to next to nothing. So with no time left to defuse, no time to kill those remaining Ts, that is going to be the sole CT side players saving, and the Mighty Marionettes getting their third.
The Mighty Marionette's also able to pick up the op, I think. Great.
No, they haven't picked up an op. It's still just some rifles on their side, but you don't really even need an op at this point. Money is not good enough for the CT side to rebuy into this.
Is that not an op on one of the Mighty Marionettes?
Oh, there it is. Thought it was a Galil for a second. My sincerest apologies.
Pattern recognition's going crazy. I'm seeing a bunch of Valorant gun skins.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, all
There are a couple of Vandals in play on the T side. Unfortunately, their ults aren't quite ready. Ooh, nice kill out of the Reyna coming out of A main. Firehawk is actually dying in the production studio. Everyone has tuned off, and I am fired. Goodbye.
I mean,
speaking of getting fired, CT side defense getting fired from the A site, absolutely shut down.
Yeah. I guess magic only strikes thrice. They've switched up the plan, and great adjustment.
You know what they did? They typed Go B in all chat and then typed Go A in team chat. The classic strat.
The classic. Oh man. Or maybe they have
classic,
that.
There's the double op setup on the CT side. They're gonna try something different, hopefully to break these rough string of rounds that they've been just getting clobbered on. Doesn't matter though. Absolutely fried yet again. 2 frags go the way of the T-side attack. The Mighty Marionettes proving their namesake. Making a 3rd frag for the Tree Room player. Stop. They're already dead. Absolutely getting smashed over and over. Just make it another. Op is just collecting icons, collecting skulls, absolutely demolishing every piece. There's the last one. Goodness, man. Man's in a frag movie. He's the star. He's the center of the universe of that round. Absolutely clips 4 players' wings and brings the Mighty Marionettes up to 5.
Yeah, I mean, not much you can really do there. They're winning their fights. They're taking these early picks and just getting that early man advantage.
Oh, and they're feeling themselves too. You can see it in how they're playing.
Oh, yeah.
They've never lost these. Not only have they never lost these, they've never not won these. And those are 2 different statements.
Oh,
Some might say.
Site here.
Well, they have stacked towards the B site. They've forced up and stacked B. There are a lot of players. Please tell me that they at least get some kills off of this stack. There's a frag. There's one, but traded back by the player vents, leaving it all onto the player towards the headshot angle. Just can't find anything. B site falls yet again. Doesn't matter if it's stacked. The other side is stacked a little bit too much. Absolutely runs right over that CT side. 5-player hold and takes the B site and the 6th round in turn.
I mean, yeah, the T side has just been fluid and dynamic in these rounds.
Oh, come on, at least let him save the gun. Ah, come on, let that CT, let that poor man alone. They're brought low. Oh, they're getting hunted. There's blood in the water. No, these T's are too low to hunt. So they are going to be able to save over the AK at the very least. But the round has been lost. The lead of the Mighty Marionettes has been extended to 6.
Man, that new bomb effect is really trippy.
Yeah, I call it the glaucoma simulator because it fills your screen with a bunch of gray.
I mean, yeah, but also the way that it propagates is like an actual shockwave, and so all like the safe spots where you would have been safe are no longer safe. It's like their like smokes, the volumetric smokes, but for blast radius. It's trippy, but leading to some funky situations.
There's different safe spots now. Some that used to be safe aren't, and then others that once were not safe at all have been made a lot less dicey.
Yeah. Wow.
Finally, in the midst of us talking about the bomb, the CT side have woken up and shot back and gotten their first round, and appear almost in with one more frag to find, they'll get it in flawless fashion. Can't speak.
Yeah, just a myriad of mid duels, all going the way of the CTs.
The absolute bravery to just charge right on out, but unfortunately they get a little too big for their britches and go a little too wide and get shut down by the op. Finally, the slashers get their first round, breaking their dry streak, but they still got a long way to go if they want to catch back up to the Mighty Marionettes. Full buy coming in for both sides. Money is not even close to being depleted for that T-side attack, so they're going to keep the pressure on. Op shot is just not true enough, cannot be landed, cannot find anything on that approach, so it's going to force back that opper back onto site. No early frags to be awarded. B-site hit is coming in very soon. The rotate has already been called. A main is being re-cleared, nobody is home, so unless these T's accelerate, they are going to get boxed in here very, very, very quickly. Nice little frag onto the B-side hold. yet again, the op shot just sails right on past, gets nothing for the effort, leaving that singular M4A1S on the site to try to hold. Is allowed to escape, is dancing around with the player headshot, but the player headshot does come out on top, and the rotate player is caught. So it's all on the shoulders of the CT secondary opper if they want to get themselves back into the round. Not looking likely, not looking very possible. Oh, the nades. Managed to dodge both of them, but just the coordination, it just so diabolical, and the headshot even more so, absolutely fries the player heaven, and that is the Mighty Marionettes getting yet another round. They've got 7 on the board.
CT's deciding to do another double op round.
I mean, at this point, whenever nothing's working for you like this, it's just try anything and hope it works. Just
They clearly
you're just
haven't
throwing
gone-
your hands up in the air and you're saying, you know what, we literally stacked 5 on the site they went to and we still lost it. Just hope something changes. Just give it a try. There's some op kills from that opper. Finally, okay. They get all the frags as if they hadn't been losing the last 7 rounds. Absolutely fry that T-side attack like it was nothing. Just wiping, like they're wiping snot off the monitor. Bye. Deleted.
Clearly, they're
They
not
get their
desperate
second.
enough to try the Kel special, which is 5 ops.
There was no joke, there was a game I casted in this server about a month ago where we were playing a tournament, I believe, that was on Cash, a different one. And there were, oh no, it was the free agent show match. It was on Catch. It was the upper league. Keep in mind, these are Challenger, Elite, and Premier players. These are the cream of the crop of CSC, like the highest 3 ranks. And there was at least 2 rounds where they their strategy was, let's buy 5 ops, throw a decoy, and then sell the ops back. It's the Tinnitus simulator. So, 5 ops is a valid strategy, according to some. Asterisk.
Absolutely.
Up from, I think it's
Quad.
That's the name. Yeah.
Yep.
Up from Quad finds one onto the highway player. Does slow that attack down long enough for their team to get a grip back on the A site. It's going to prompt a rotate from the T's, though. They're going to group up and hit in towards B. Is a little understaffed at the moment. Only 1 player holding from Tree Rim. So if they want to stop this attack, they are going to have to get this kill. It is necessary, and they are able to deliver. Unfortunately, though, they get double re-swung and taken out. So that is going to allow the team to cross. Unless the player True Room has something to say about it. They get 1, but are traded back immediately. 1 versus 1 now. Bomb has not been planted. Has been dropped over towards B main. Man, mate, I mean, I guess if you run the entire way, you can get all the way to A site. But that is a long way to go. Oh, and the op is going to catch this. No, it's not. No. He's going to... Another shot sails past. It's going to allow the bomb to be planted. Can't wallbang that. You can't wallbang that, man. At least the HP is low on that player. But, man, just the op shots just sailing past on the player trying to... just running up highway, running up mid, knife out, fully exposed. Just unfortunate that the conversion just can't be made, and now they've got a long road ahead. The bullets! No, they ran out of bullets. What a round! Unfortunate for both sides of the aisle. At least that CT is able to convert and get the round. But man, dicey on both sides of that fight for sure. Man, they just look. You can see it in how they're just staring at the ground, like that one SpongeBob meme where he's like naked and has his hand up against the wall and he's like breathing heavy. That was that guy right there.
I mean, you know, you're kind of stuck in a lose-lose situation. You either hit your shots or have to reload and tell the enemy where you are. That's just a real tough situation, and like in that moment, the nerves gotta be pumping.
I mean, that should have been a done round 15 different times for the CT side. The fact that T was even allowed to plant was huge in that and of itself. It's not like the money is really that big of a deal. I mean, there is 1 player on a MAC-10 think that's
Oh.
a scout, so money actually might have been affected pretty decently, significantly by that bomb plant. But I mean, honestly, with the form that these mighty marionettes have been showing, I mean, they can get a double pistol. They've been absolutely slaughtering most of these rounds. Smoke is going to block the vision of the Z player with the op, so it's going to force them back a little bit. A side is going to fall, has already fallen actually. Ooh. Player is caught trying to be a little cheeky, sneak through the smoke. Catwalk player wins the 1 versus 1, the head-to-head against the truck player, so the op is going to rotate in, maybe get something done from the same position, but the op shot sails past yet again, so not a lot is being done, and the player coming out Z does not properly clear. Player truck falls soon after, and that is the Mighty Marionettes showing us their original form yet again and getting 8 on the board. It's going to be a force up. There's no more rounds after this for the half, so might as well buy what you can, but unfortunately what that entails is not a whole lot for that CT side attack. There are going to be at least a couple rifles and an op, but 2 SMGs and the remaining 2 players. The MP9 finds nothing towards B main. B site falls. Bomb is going to get planted. 3 men left on that CT side attack, or that CT side defense, to try to retake into the site. And with HP being brought down to half on one of them, it is looking less and less likely by the second. Just nades, the absolute barrage of utility coming in towards heaven. Frag is found by the player coming in through vent, but they've got a lot more to find, and unfortunately they are only good for the 1. Player tries to sneak through the smoke on True Rim, and they are unable to find anything as well. So, nice little no-scope, but that is a consolation prize. That is a consolation prize. The round has been lost long ago, because the Mighty Marionettes are powering right on through. 9 on the board.
I mean, very strong sewing from the T's. You know, they've been in control for most of the map. You know, save for a few odd hiccups in certain situations in certain rounds. We'll just need to see if this sort of dominance will continue on the CT side, or if it was really just the side advantage that was afforded to them.
Hopefully. We will see. We always like a competitive game, but there's also something just a little diabolical about seeing a nice little curb stomp here and there.
True, but those are among the few matches that people like to watch. You know, a good curb stomp, or a good, really nice close match, or just one that is across the board. What is going on are the best kind of matches.
I don't know. I think my favorite type of match is when you're watching Inferno and nothing happens for a minute and a half.
The James special.
True. It's not even James. It's just how the map's supposed to be played.
Yes, but
Stare at a smoke
James
simulator.
I mean, yeah, but it's James' specialty to make nothing happen on any map.
I thought it was Cloud9 special to make nothing happen. Nothing was on Cloud9, right? Or am I actually just trolling?
Was. Nothing hasn't been on Cloud9 for some
years.
time.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't remember if they were on Cloud9 or Liquid.
They were on House Sports for like 2 months as a sub. Anyways.
Speaking of mice and men, we've got 2 left on the server. Make that 1. That is going to be the T-side hit, going huge for the Slashers. They definitely needed that pistol round if they wanted to make themselves have any shot of coming back on the second half of play.
Yeah, just a very solid A hit. Just trading out and keeping that numbers advantage. Sorry, just one last thing about the C9 thing. I feel like it's way more C9 coded to almost make something happen, and then just troll the NA fan base for like 10 more years.
They gave us what is quite possibly the greatest grand final in all of Counter-Strike history. Can't say I can't fully co-sign the idea that they did nothing the whole time, but they definitely, I mean, that was definitely the what's up?
That is true.
Firehawk is really funny. We love her jokes.
T's with just full site control and
yeah,
I mean, another really well executed site take.
Yeah, they do have to get the conversion as well. If they get pistol but lose the conversion, that's even worse than just losing pistol. They are able to thankfully get it. They keep the guns too, so not the worst spot for their economy. They lost 3 bodies in the pursuit of getting that round, so definitely if you're looking at yourself, if you're looking at that round on CT side, you are at least somewhat happy with how that turned out. Getting a nice 150 for every player on just some pistols. Nothing to be too upset about. Gonna be A, B, and A mid split from the T side. A lot of aggression coming out early. A side player gonna be tested soon, but they have spotted the incoming horde, so they're gonna call their highway player over to help out. Right is found by the T's. Upshot sails on past and gets nothing. Absolutely cut down. Every last piece of that A site is clobbered. Absolutely dismantled. And the final player, 2, is felled. And that is the Slashers getting their 6th round in very quick, very decisive fashion.
I mean, even with the reinforcements in that like heavy mid stack, they weren't really prepped to deal with the just incoming players.
Aggression out of that A main hit.
Yeah.
There's just too many bodies to find, and they were not properly spaced. Not really set up for crossfires in a way that's... Alright, is the Zeus gonna go huge?
Oh!
The Zeus goes huge! Always love a nice Zeus kill. Zap, zap, zap. Oh, what a second! Nice shot! Does get felled, but... Ooh, that was spicy. You gotta love a nice little Zeus into the AK one-tap. Brings it to a man advantage for the weaker weapons. The pistols find a lot of space off of that. But it is pretty evenly matched, considering all that's left to work with on that CT side defense is just some upgraded pistols. Not even an upgraded pistol in the case of whoever that just was. But 2 versus 2 retake, only pistols to work with. Not exactly looking too doable, but when you're on just some handguns, getting 3 kills at all is more than acceptable. Just gonna see if they can get another one. Fortunately, not in the cards. Op versus 5.7 long range. Definitely not favored for the FN pistol. Oh man, that Zeus kill has prompted a Zeus purchase on the Opper. Jealousy strikes. They want to show off their skin. They got a nice electric blue. Very beautiful. Yes, we're talking about skins now.
Was that a team ollie?
Team Molly.
Yeah, they tossed it in spawn. They ticked a few of their players.
That's not great. Might have just been a misclick. Sometimes my finger twitches when I'm holding my mouse, and that can cause silly moments to happen. Nice little 2K spray down from the M4, but it's traded back by a 2K spray down of the T-side's own. Can leave that CT all alone on A, but they are holding for the time being. They're able to get one and force the rotate back towards middle. You cannot wallbang that, but I appreciate the effort.
Everything is wallbangable until you know for sure.
Well, if you really want everything to be wallbangable, we could just go back to 1.6.
Well, it's more of like the idea that everything is wallbangable than it actually being wallbangable. You never know
That
until you
player
try
didn't
it.
have a wall to protect them from that op shot. Absolutely clipped out of heaven, so it's now a 1 versus 1. Bomb finally going to go down. Ooh, they're not looking the right... They are not looking the right way, not looking the right spot. And that 1 versus 1 goes the way of the CT side. Double digits for the Mighty Marionettes. Remote! Clear! We've got a live one! Stand back!
Not a great... Is that a double op buy from the T's?
Looks like that's a... Is that a P90? We've got a P90 purchase on the server. A P90 purchase has come right in. We're going to see if they're able to get something done with it. In the right hands, the P90, not exactly the worst weapon. Double op and a P90. We're gonna see, it's not the most conventional buys, but we're going to see if it pays off for him. The P90 finds one. Oh, the bomb plant's denied. Just frags going back and forth. You can't even commentate on it. It's happening so fast. Just one after another. The B-site lurk left alone to stare at the pile of bodies that has been accumulated towards the A side of the map. They've got a lot. They've got 2 bodies to find of their own, and I think the CT side knows the jig is up. They know that the flank is coming in slow, so they are going to re-bolster their defenses and get ready for this. Player with the ops crept up to catwalk. Not a bad position to hold a flank. And the smoke is going to give away where this player is coming from. Absolutely is going to get punished by the op. Shut right down. And that is the Mighty Marionettes 2 away from winning.
Certainly a spirited attempt from the T's. Unfortunately not able to make the difference.
And as we all know, Spirit is a team in Counter-Strike 2.
They have won some things as well.
I miss Jobja Beach. Bring back Jobja Beach. We don't need Holly. B-site doesn't need players either. Absolutely smoked. Doesn't matter. The trade frags are coming back in. At least it's even back up. 3 versus 3. Fire's not quite good enough to find the bomb planter. We'll see if this fast B hit pays off huge for the T side. They did at least get bomb plant, so they'll be able to contest it next round in the event that they lose. Ooh, the op is just too clean with it, though. Gets 2, and the M4 finds one of their own, and that is the bomb going to be defused, and the Mighty Marionettes retaking just as quickly as they lost, just as swiftly as the bomb site fell. They got it right on back, and they are 1 round away from winning the Combine. Speaking of missing Jobja Beach, I miss JL.
He's coming back.
On loan.
On loan.
Well, he's not loan, but he's a free agent. He's subbing in for a match day.
2 different match days.
2 different match days. You see, even in the pro scene, we need free agents.
I mean, not exactly for the reasons that people have in CSC.
True, but I was trying to express solidarity.
Oh, yes, of course.
We love free agents.
Yes.
We love them so much. They make this league happen. They make this league able to happen. Speaking of free things, some free and easy kills going the way the CT side. They've only lost one of their own for the 3 Ts they've plucked from the pack, so not exactly looking like the most likely scenario for these 2 remaining Ts to get themselves back into it. Oh man, throwing a fire at their feet too. CT side knows exactly what is up. They know what's about to happen. Side player does get the first, and the second is known. Trade frag does come in, but there's 3 bodies to find, and the rotate's already there. Oh, they're going to creep right on through this. They get one. Not quite able to find the second, but they do some damage. If they're going to sneak back through this smoke, they're going to get shot, and they indeed get clipped, and that is the mighty Marionettes absolutely dominating the Slashers. 13-7 victory. Slam dunk.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the second team there would be able to bring it back, but the Mighty Marionettes proved me wrong.
They were too mighty. They were too true. And the hash slinging Slashers, they just couldn't do. I tried to rhyme, all right? You know, sometimes
that. There is
yeah, I know. Don't quit your day job, Amos. It's all right. I'm unemployed. My heart belongs to only one thing, and that's Counter-Strike.
Oh, I
2.
was gonna say food.
Well, I mean, I like food as
Yes.
well. Speaking of food, that is all. I don't know what that has any relation to. Maybe you should go get some food, because that's all we've got for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Only 2 combines for today. We'll be back very soon, another day, probably maybe tomorrow, maybe the next, to show you some more, but this is all we've got for you tonight. So, unless you've got any further thoughts, you got any further thoughts, Kellogg?
Nope, just thank you for being here.
Right on. Thank you for being here as well. Thank you to Firehawk as well for being our observer and production crew. But I've been Amos King Snake. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary carriers, it has been wonderful to have you all. Stay safe. Keep going, because tomorrow will get better. You just have to keep hanging in there. Your life matters. We love and care about you all. Have a good rest of your night.